Hi there Simmers, welcome to my town. It's Joyce JCfinger, and today I'll be taking you off the coast of my imaginary Tahiti and into a little island called Bora Bora. I wonder if any of you have heard about this place. It's a lovely Four Seasons hotel expanse of little huts across the ocean. Literally, they're standing on water and they are so luxurious, and you've got staircases from each one that leads down into the ocean. It's just beautiful. Anyway, I've gone ahead and done a recreation of what I think is a resemblance of what we've just seen, and here it is. Now, obviously, there are constrictions and limitations within the game with regards how much you can place within a small space before you've got to go bigger. Now, I was intent on placing at least 3 of these huts on my imaginary ocean. So I've had to sort of split them between 3 floors, a top floor, a ground floor, and a basement, so that they are self-contained with the adequate facilities per hut. Now, some months ago we had the spa update, and I've gone for these windows that came from that spa update. They look like thatch, like sticks. We don't have that kind of roof, so I've used them on the body of the building, and then the single doors, open doors on the base here look like an extension of the windows as sticks going into the ocean. I've also reversed the direction of the hut entrances in an alternating fashion, so to the left and then to the right and then to the left, just to make it look a little bit more natural than keeping them in a row. And the blue breakdancing rugs underneath the base just give it that continuity with the ocean. I decided to design each hut on the inside the exact same way, i.e. I use the same beds, the same rugs, the same dresses, but I suppose you could always go ahead and create them individually with different furnishings on the inside. But before we take a look inside, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Janine, who's vacationing here with Adam, her friend. She works at the swim center, and she met Adam for the first time here when he would come in to do his swimming at the end of the day. He would exert himself and try to get in the last few minutes of strokes. As a result, she'd be detained behind, waiting to lock up after he was done. And over the weeks, they became very good friends, realized they had similar interests in water sports and water activities, and they became partners. Now, they talked about going to Bora Bora. He convinced her about it, told her he'd been there once, and he was really determined to invite her over to have a lovely time. She agreed, and of course, their final stop before heading to Bora Bora was to visit the travel agent, who gave them a great deal, affordable tickets, and off they went to this beautiful island, also known as a turquoise lagoon, that surrounds their huts round and about. So they just jump off into the lagoon. They could go surfing if they wanted to, but the most mesmerizing thing about Bora Bora is the waters are so clear you could see down to the sand below and the coral reefs, as it were. They would hire a boat with a guide, of course, and it would take them to the actual coral reefs, where they go scuba diving and pick out all kinds of beautiful shells and precious stones and items down below. And then of course they would take the boat back to their huts, where they would spend the evening. I'd say boats pretty much take them everywhere they need to go. Now, you come up the ladder, fire pole as it were, and there are some seats in the entry system here, and some tiki lamps as well, which I think are appropriate for the design. There is a room for a couple and a dressing area in the corner here. where you keep your luggage and other personal items. I've also kept this unit in the corner here because it's got all those towels and it looks like it's got creams and oils for the occupants of the space because of spending so much time in the water and being exposed to the elements and the heat. Now when you come back down to the next floor, you have another ladder that goes down into the basement, some recliner chairs and a breakfast area and a diving board. I also noticed when I did some research on some of the bungalows on the ocean in Bora Bora, they've got trampoline sets on the side so they bounce off into the ocean. So all I could do obviously was place a diving board, and that was the closest I could come to replicating that look. Now down the basement here we have a fridge in the corner, intentionally placed that way for use, and a fish, I think it's the inspiration fish, right? And then of course when you come round the fire pole ladder, you've got a unit kitchen here, fully functional, and then straight through to the restroom area and bathroom. And I've kept these towel racks here as well. That too comes from the spa update. It's really lovely and quite handy in that you tap on it and pick on a robe color of choice. So obviously on the waters of Bora Bora, you would find a lot of people in robes as well when they were not in the water. So I'd say the fashion for this place is bathrobes, bikinis, and all manner of skimpy wear. As you can see, all basements are the same, just turned around in different ways to match the direction of the entrance of the actual hut. I've run out of space in my town, and so what I do now is build a design, put it up on YouTube, and then save my game back from the cloud in order to keep the original building that was in the plot. This is the only way I can hold on to buildings that I absolutely love, and also continue to showcase new designs for you all to view. So unfortunately, if you visit my town, you won't be able to see this lot. It only exists now on YouTube, as will other videos that would be released soon. I love the idea of seeing how it looks at night. You've got the light coming through from within the huts, splitting through the thatch sticks, and the tiki lamps against the design looks really beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and a subscription will be really useful for notifications of upcoming uploads. Thanks again. Have a lovely day.